Hi friends. Once upon a time there was a puddle near a river. There lived a group of fish very happily. And one of the fish was very big and he was always mumbling and grumbling on all the other small fish. He used to show his arrogance and authority over them. And the small fish used to be running away from this big fish. One day, a small fish gathered courage and walked up to this big fish and told him, "Hey, look, my dear big fish, this puddle is very small for you. Maybe you should think of going and swimming in a river which will be bigger for you. Maybe you could find better friends over there. You might find good friends, bigger fish there. I know you are tired living with us." Now, this big fish thought, well, that was a good idea. I will consider this. When the winter comes, when the floods come over, I will manage to go and get into the river nearby so that I can find some new friends. And eventually the winter passed, there were floods, and the big fish managed to get into that river. And as he started swimming in the river, he came across a couple of two furious big fish were actually so arrogant and pushed this fish into a small corner. He was cornered. Out of fear, he was hiding behind a rock until those two huge fish passed by. And it is not over yet. As he was hiding, there was another group of much bigger fish came grumbling and mumbling on them and said that this rock was meant for bigger fish, not like a small fish like you. Don't you know that? Move away from this place. Now this fish was scared. Am I a small fish? Am I not a big fish? He never heard such words in the past. He then realized that, is this the way of life in a big river like this? My puddle, my old puddle was much better than this. I never had to face this embarrassment. I never had to be feared. He then realized and started missing his old puddle and his small fish friends. He soon understood that he should go back to his puddle, rather staying in this big river. But the journey back was not easy. It was very difficult to swim back, but eventually this fish managed to get back to the puddle. And then he explained all that hardships that he has come across with that smaller fish, and he started mingling with them very comfortably, and he never showed his arrogance, he never showed his attitude on that small fish, and he never mumbled and grumbled over them. He made good friends with them and they all lived happily. My friends, in this story, socialization is very key. There's no better place to socialize. The place where you are, the company where you are working, where you're studying, is the better place to socialize. You need to find friends. You need to socialize yourself. Don't show your arrogance. Don't show your attitude over other people. There's no big or small. There's no huge or less. It's always in you. Socialization has to come from within. It is all about initiating by yourself. You have to initiate by yourself to socialize with people, my friends. Now in this story, the so-called big fish was thinking that the small fish were of useless, and he was mumbling and grumbling over them. And when he saw a much bigger environment, a river where he was considered as a small fish, he then realized that it is very difficult to socialize there. Rather, I would have adjusted in the old scenario. So now there is no better place. My friends, socializing skills are very important in this 21st century for each one of us to possess. It's very important. If we can't socialize, we miss on opportunities. That's how it is important. So pay attention on socializing, and don't think that I'm an introvert, I'm not an extrovert to socialize. It doesn't have to do anything. You may be selective, that's fine, but yet you got to socialize. You don't need to socialize with hundreds and groups of people. That's perfectly fine. You still have to socialize. Don't keep to yourself. Thank you.